Honestly, mate,
It's
things have been
unbelievable.
absolutely fantastic. In the last couple of weeks, mate, honestly, Dillian Whyte against Alexandra Povetkin. What a fucking fight, mate. What a fucking fight.
Oh, I was waiting for you
But,
to get
man.
onto this one. That was the big one. It was on the same day as Ngannou, but I
Yeah.
can't lie. That was the one I was looking forward to. I was so gassed for that fight. It's probably something more you want
Yeah.
to say to build into it, but before I start rambling
So,
on
yeah,
about Dillian Whyte, I'll let you get your stuff going.
yeah, especially when it comes to your prediction, like what were you thinking? Were you thinking that Povetkin was going to knock him out the second time as well, or were you thinking that Dillian White's chin was probably going to hold up and eventually White's going to knock him out? What was your opinion? What was your thought on the fight? Sorry.
Well, I thought it was going to be a Dillian Whyte knockout. I made a prediction video. I said he is going to win by knockout. I said he's not the type of person that's going to let this defeat get to him. He's not the type of person that's going to dwell on it. He's a fighter. He's a warrior. And you know what? The first fight he was dominant. Yeah, he lost. It was unfortunate the way he lost in all accounts. To be honest, he was dominating the fight, and then it was just one beautiful slip uppercut, completely knocked him down. Didn't see it coming, and I always thought, he's got the beating of Povetkin here, and it's just a matter of whether he can get that thought of him being cleaned out the way. And then as the build up was going on, it actually got cancelled a couple of times, this rematch. So I thought,
Yeah,
Povetkin,
yeah,
there's probably
yeah.
something going in the back of the head that he's not liking here, not liking about White. And then the way he came out, all guns blazing, just all over him, didn't give him a second chance. He was on him like a rash from the start. It was
Yeah,
unbelievable. And
definitely.
yeah, I really thought it. What did you think
And
was going to
honestly,
happen?
especially honestly, I thought Dillian Whyte, because the first fight, Dillian Whyte actually started the fight really well. I mean, he was literally winning the fight until Povetkin kind of threw like a right, then slipped with a lead uppercut and knocked him out. And anyone can get knocked out in heavyweight boxing. But for the second fight, I was obviously very confident that Dillian Whyte is eventually going to put the pressure on Alexander Povetkin, the fucking Russian, mate. Honestly, he did, and he just dominated him. And that was kind of what I saw coming, to be honest. But I think as well, in the back of your head, especially in a heavyweight fight, you kind of do expect that anything can happen, especially a knockout. And this is for the WBC silver heavyweight or interim heavyweight title. So essentially, the person who owns its belt has the license to be able to fight Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury, depending on who unifies the WBC, IBF,
Mm-hmm.
IBO, WBA, WBC, and Ring Magazine belts. So obviously, the fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is obviously very likely at the moment, but we'll see what's going to happen. To be honest, so Dillian Whyte is literally on the wings right now for essentially fighting the person who wins between Anthony Joshua and the Gypsy King Tyson Fury. So yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Who out of those two would you want to see him fight?
So
Like, obviously, there's it's a different question if you're talking about who you'd
right,
want to win out of
yes,
those two, but just for that fight, for the Dillian White fight.
so obviously, I want Anthony Joshua to win. Obviously, that's a very important thing. But if, for example, Tyson Fury would have won, obviously, I want to see Dillian Whyte fight Tyson Fury, but I want Anthony Joshua to win because we've seen Anthony Joshua actually beating Dillian Whyte in 2015, and he knocked him out. So their style kind of a very, should I say, the opposite of each other. Anthony Joshua is like a long sort of fighter who relies on his jab, pop and move and things like that. Whereas Dillian Whyte is very aggressive, coming forward and things like that. Whereas Tyson Fury's style as well, although he's tall, he doesn't have that power to be knocking people out left, right, and center. And I think with Dillian Whyte's pressure, he could make it a long night for Tyson Fury. But again, Anthony Joshua is he's literally my guy. So I want to see Anthony Joshua beat Tyson Fury. Although I love Tyson Fury as well, but I mean AJ, he's one of our own.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%, man. I mean, they'll both be interesting fights, but like you say, the rivalry though in the past, that's one of the few times, apart from the Baby Cole Miller fight, there's very few times when Anthony Joshua has actually lost his cool, and you can see visibly in the build up, like, he is angry. There is no love lost here at all.
Yeah.
And him and Dillian Whyte is just one of those rivalries that just keeps burning away. And to see the rematch for that, now that they're both at that elite stage for the title, that would just be amazing, man. But where would you put Dillian Whyte anyway? In the
In terms of
ranking of the
ranking,
five? Yeah, because we've got
okay, in
you've
terms
got
of
the
the
five big heavyweights. Let's be real here. Anthony
Okay,
Joshua,
so we've got
Tyson Fury,
Tyson Fury,
White.
Deontay Wilder, Wilder, White, and Dominic Brazil, and the other guy, the New Zealand
No, no,
Joseph
no, no.
Parker.
Brazil is not in the top 5, and neither is Parker, mate. We're talking about the 5 big dogs here. Forget these schmucks. We're talking about Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz, and your man, Dillian Whyte.
What about Derek Chisora?
Chisora's not in the top 5. He got beat by White twice. He's not in. He's not in the top 5. We're talking
What do you
top
see
5
the difference?
right now, currently.
Well, well, the problem with boxing is that in terms of rankings, is that especially when it comes to pound for pound rankings, things do change when you go to different places in terms of the people who rank it. But officially, for example, if you go to the WBC's website, that pound for pound rankings would differ to when you go to the IBF, WBA,
Oh no, no,
WBO
no, no, no.
website, and it
I know
really
this.
magazine.
I know if you're talking by the book and you're doing these rankings and the rule, but that's why it gets so hazy
James, I
with
think your
boxing. And
mic
then
is
it'll.
kind of too loud. James, I think your mic
Oh,
is
is my
slightly
mic
too
too loud?
loud.
Oh, sorry,
Can't you
sorry,
see
sorry.
like the
Let me.
wave in that? I don't
No, I
know
do.
what's
You
going
you
on.
could have told me earlier. I didn't realize. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. I
Yeah,
can. I
it's
didn't
all
know I
right.
could do that.
Yeah,
Is it better now? Wait.
I don't know, mate. Probably isn't that loud to be honest. I don't know.
Is that is
Yeah, it sounds a
is
little.
that better?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds better. Yeah, yeah.
I had it on full gain instead. Sorry, sorry. That must have been
Oh, did
unbearable.
you? Would that
Yeah.
affect anything or something in terms of how?
No,
Well,
it just
it's probably
makes it pick up more sound in the room. So
more sound. Okay,
now
yeah.
it's quieter. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
But so high, low quality. Sorry, apologies to any
It's
viewers
all
for
right.
that.
It's all right.
For
Yeah,
that.
it's fine.
Anyway,
Honestly, the
but
viewers and the listeners are absolutely fine with it. To be honest, yeah, yeah,
well, I hope they are. I hope they are.
yeah,
But like I'm saying, obviously this gets a bit hazy when you're talking about all these different organizations and all these different belts
yeah,
because there's just so much going on. There's so many people. Like if you look at the WBO belt, I think you've got Usyk up there, who's a bloody cruiserweight.
yeah,
But I'm just talking. Look, you had Wilder, who was champion for many years. You've got the two at the top, which are obviously AJ and Fury, both the title holders. You got Ruiz, who just beat AJ, so he proved he can mix it in that level.
yeah,
And then you've got Dillian Whyte, who's next in line. So, in my opinion, I'm talking about those 5. Like for a
yeah. Obviously,
fan's perspective, those 5 are like
the big heavyweights essentially, and especially when you come down to middleweight and cruiserweight. Even though I don't watch much cruiserweight fights, to be honest, apart from watching Usyk when he knocked out Tony Bellew, but Saul Canelo Alvarez, mate, he is
Why you got to
something
bring that
special.
one up, man? Why you got to bring that one up?
Honestly,
Why you got to hit me here, man?
Jesus is a
Why you got to
fucking
hit me in my
legend,
heart?
mate. He is. What do you think?
Why you got to bring that one up?
Canelo versus
No, but I
Billy
want,
Joe
but
Saunders.
let's move on. But I want your top 5. You're sitting on the fence here. I want your top 5, man. I want to hear it.
My top 5 in terms of middleweight.
In terms of those 5, I said the heavyweights, the
Oh,
big
okay.
boys.
So the big heavyweights, right? My pound for pound ranking is going to be Anthony Joshua number 1 because he holds all 4 belts, right? And then Tyson Fury number 2. Then
Ooh,
you've
controversial.
got the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder from Alabama, and then you've got Dillian Whyte and who's the 5th one? Derek Chisora. 5
Ruiz.
people.
Or Chisora 5th.
Yeah, Derek
So
Chisora 5th. Yeah,
you're
that's my pound
putting
for pound ranking.
thingy above White.
Dylan White.
You'd put
I've got him 4th.
you put it's thingy Wilder above White.
Yeah, I've got Wilder above White. Yeah, yeah. Because
Ooh,
you know how
interesting.
boxing
Any
works and
reason?
promotions as well. While Dylan White might be the WBC silver heavyweight champion, essentially the interim champion, but because of promotions and things like that in boxing, essentially works different from the UFC. What ends up is going to happen. What's going to end up happening is you might have a situation where the winner between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury might potentially be fighting Deontay Wilder rather than Dylan Whyte because some weird promotional issues in boxing. Whereas in the UFC, an a person with the interim belt is more likely, to fight the champion essentially because it's all on one umbrella, one promotion. So boxing is slightly a
Mhm.
little bit more complicated, and there's slightly bits of corruption, and not corruption, but some weird shit going on and talks and that. But yeah, but I would like to see Dylan Whyte fight the winner of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I think Wilder's given that chance up when he refused the rematch with Fury.
Okay.
I think he needs White more personally, but obviously, like you say, it's just a minefield with all these different organizations and everything.
I mean, we could make a fight
Like
between
one
the
of them's
Bronze
good.
Bomber and Dillian Whyte as well. That would be an absolute sensational fight. I mean, Whyte has called him out a lot of times, and I think Dillian Whyte actually has the
Yeah, yeah.
style to beat
Past two
Wilder.
years.
Yeah, he's been calling him out for a long time, and his style actually has the potential to beat Wilder. Wilder can't deal with pressure. We've seen that in the second fight against Tyson Fury. He has the potential to knock people out with one fucking punch. The Bronze Bomber, he knocked out Dominic Brazil. He knocked out the Ruiz guy from Cuba. I mean, he knocked out Tyson Fury. He knocked out a lot of people with that devastating right hand. But I mean, if you put him under pressure, he can't deal with it. He falls under pressure. His footwork is terrible. His movement is terrible. His head movement sucks. And um, Dillian
Bit of a
Whyte is going
front
to be.
track bully.
Yeah, yeah, essentially that's what it is. If you put him under pressure, he can't handle it. So I've literally, obviously,
I mean, I think terrible's a bit harsh,
I would
but terrible's
I
a
mean,
bit harsh.
He's an Olympic bronze medalist, hence the name Bronze Bomber, 2008 Olympian in Beijing, China. I mean, yeah, he won
Yeah,
bronze. So yeah, he's all right to be honest. But I think in terms of
he's
boxing,
all right. He's just world champion. He's just
I mean, the
champion.
BBC world champion until Fury took the belt from him. But anyways,
Nah, yeah, no. I know what you mean. His footwork isn't really up to scratch compared to the big